Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week. We've got a great question that came in. It's talking about long-term care and how to pay for it. What are the initial considerations that we all need to take into account when we're talking about funding something that may be far off in the future? So let's jump in and start talking about self-insuring. We have to look at our own situation first. And the first consideration is, do you own your own house? Okay, do you have a mortgage? Do you have a reverse mortgage? Or do you own it free and clear? And how much is that house worth? Do your heirs want that house? Is that house a viable source of paying for long-term care? Because a lot of people in the valley here have $500, $600, $700 and on up $1,000 houses that they own free and clear. And if you're going into long-term care, you probably have no need for that house anymore. So you will sell the house and you can use that money to supplement your income. So one of the first places we always look at is, what is your house worth? Do you owe money on it? How does that resource play into the funding of your future long-term care expenses? The other side of this is, do you have great income? I was just sitting down with a couple that if one passes, the surviving spouse still has over $5,000 a month income. Well, that pays for a lot of the long-term care expenses right there. So the resources, the savings, the house, all those things, you don't need nearly as much when you have that kind of great income. When you move into long-term care, you don't have income that just miraculously stops. So we have to remember that income keeps coming in whether you're in long-term care or not. Then there's the extra savings not needed for your own retirement. How much do you have saved? Realistically, are you using this for your own retirement? Another couple I met with, they have enough income just to pay their bills, but they really did all the traveling that they're going to do, and they're not really spending a lot of their savings. They're not even spending the earnings on their savings. So they know they're going to have a lot of money that's left over. At least at minimum, the principal that they have now, they easily can expect to have later in life. No heirs. Okay. What if you have no heirs? What if you're trying to spend your last dollar on your last day? What if you understand Medicaid and know that it's okay that if you go broke, that the long-term care bill will end up getting paid one way or another? So we do have to understand all of our resources and what our own personal situation is. The other thing I like to do is talk about the math, okay? The cost of long-term care, because a lot of people have numbers way out of whack in their head, okay? So I always tell people, hey, go out, go visit long-term care facilities, go look at all the different options that you have. Some are going to ask for a buy-in. I've seen over $1 million buy-in just to get into a place. The average on the most common places, you'll see anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000 buy-in. Okay, but there are many places that don't ask you for any form of a buy-in. They just want you to pay the bill monthly, which, as far as I'm concerned, if I want them to want to keep me alive, then I want to pay that bill every month and not give them all my money up front. So I found that as an interesting new addition to this world, these buy-ins. It seems like the timeshare sales world has jumped in and they've become very creative in getting money from people, okay? If you look at the actual cost of long-term care, and I have Arizona's numbers here on the screen. So you look at in-home care, you know, this is not used as much. Usually in-home care is, oh, I need somebody for a couple hours a day to make sure I've eaten my dinner and taken my pills type stuff. Somebody that's checking on us. If you need full care, 24-hour care, then you're typically going to go to a facility for that. There just isn't enough reliable, good sources for in-home care out there. There are some, but we don't see it used nearly as much. So full care in home, you can expect in the $5,000 range, okay? Now, if we talk about going into an assisted living facility, okay, we've got to look at all the different levels of this. Assisted living, I don't need somebody paying attention to me 24 hours a day, but I'm on my own. I don't want to take care of this house anymore. I've got all these pills I need to take. I'm having some memory issues. assisted living is a great transition. And that's where most people are. When we talk about long-term care, most of the time we're actually just talking about assisted living of some kind, just a little assistance here and there. And we're only talking about $4,000 a month. You know, some of the most popular places are in the $3,000 range. Well, a lot of people's income can take care of things like that, okay? And then there's the nursing home facility. Okay, if we're talking about full-blown 24/7 care, like my mother-in-law, full-blown Alzheimer's, okay, we're talking about 24-hour care at all times. That you can see a good range of $6,000 to $8,000 a month, okay? If you got full-blown Alzheimer's, memory care, $6,000, $7,000 a month is what I've seen out there. My mother-in-law's bill, $6,000 a month. It's very normal when you need full-blown care, but that includes meals, that includes everything, okay? There's no other extra bills on top of that other than maybe if she wants to get her hair done or nails done or things like that, okay? Everything's taken care of in that $6,000 a month. So we have a nice range. Well, let's think about our funding resources, okay? Let's just say you sold your house and you have $350,000, okay? Well, $350,000 at $2,500 a month Social Security, and sorry, I should probably put the $2,500 a month is your Social Security. You can come up with $5,300 every single month for home health care, okay? And you can do that for 10.3 years. So the 350 divided by 10.3 years covers the difference of a $5,300 bill a month. We don't typically spend 10 years in long-term care of any kind. You look at how long $350,000 lasts at an assisted living facility. Well, if your income is $2,500 a month, your Social Security is that $2,500 a month, and you have a bill that's $4,000 a month. Well, you have to come up with $1,500 a month. Well, $1,500 a month from $350,000, even if it earns nothing, is 19 years worth of long-term care. If you're in full-blown Alzheimer's state, full-blown care, 24/7 care, which means typically you don't have much time left, okay? The bill's $8,000 a month. Let's just say $8,000 a month, okay? Well, if your Social Security is $2,500 a month, that means you've got to come up with $5,500 a month. And again, if you had $350,000 nest egg, that buys you over 5 years, okay? So when we do this math, and we're not even considering a growth rate in here at all. If you just sold a house and had $350,000, which a lot of people's houses are worth way more than that. If you had a $500,000 house and you had a buy-in, you still have another $300,000 available to you, okay? So we have to be realistic with these numbers. So if you're trying to figure out how to pay for long-term care, the first thing I tell people to do is go explore. I don't need you to go find the place we're going to put you into tomorrow. Go get an idea of what the facilities in the area you want to be, what they cost, what your choices are, okay? And then let's start looking realistically at your resources. You're not going to spend the value of your house before you're done living in that house, right? So realistically, the first place you look is the house. How much is your house worth? What kind of equity do you have in this house? And if you go into a long-term care facility, how much money will you get from that house? Okay. Then we look at your nest egg. We'll look at your income. You got to pull all that together, and it might make you feel better about paying for long-term care. It might make you realize, oh, we got plenty. The average stay in long-term care is only 3 years. Okay, not 10 years, not 19 years, not 5.3 years in full-blown 24/7 care. Now, yes, if you get Alzheimer's, we're talking 8-9 years, you're going to need some higher level of care. I totally recognize that that's possible. But we just did 5.3 years on $350,000 and $2,500 a month in Social Security. So there's plenty of options out there, plenty of choices out there. And I did that at $8,000 a month. My mother-in-law's in North Scottsdale, beautiful private room, private bathroom, and hers is only $6,000 a month. There's plenty of choices out there, okay? So hopefully that helps. If you really look at your situation, if you really look at what your options are out there, you might realize that your resources are going to be there, and you'll be able to pay for your long-term care. All right, thanks for joining us. Let us know if we can help in any way. If you want me to sit down and go through your situation and talk you through how your resources will pay for long-term care, give us a call. We're available nationwide via Zoom. We're always available for you if you need us. If you like the video, share it with friends. Let other people know about our YouTube page, but please subscribe. We need more and more subscribers every month. That's how this channel works, and that's how we get the content out there. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.